This video will show how to install Windows 10 Enterprise Edition and connect to an Active Directory server and a RAID array on the same server. First, we'll create our VM by naming it VM03 and giving it 4 GB RAM with 2 CPU cores and 50 GB storage. Then, we'll start the virtual machine and proceed with the on-screen instructions. There's no need to partition the disk. I'll skip the rest of the installation process as there's no need for additional configuration. We'll quickly finish setting up and create a temporary local account. After this, the PC will reset. Before restarting, we need to ensure that the client and the machine are both on the same network. By default, the VM03 is on NAT, so we need to change this to the internal network with name INET. The next thing we need to do is set up the IP address. We need to change the DNS IP to the Windows Server, VM02, we created, which is 192.168.1.10. The IP of the VM03 client machine is 192.168.1.11. After this, we can run the command ipconfig to check the current IP address, subnet mask, and DNS. Moreover, we can ping 192.168.1.10 just to check if we're connected or not. We can further test this by running resolve DNS name s 112.193.09.com, which will give us the IP address of the location of the domain, which happens to be 192.168.1.10. Now we can switch from a workgroup to a domain account. We will need the user account we had created in part 2. The client will now restart. Next is connecting to the RAID disk. Back in the server, we will need to create a folder named Shared with Permissions that allow connected users to modify the folder. We want to set these permissions on just the folder and not the whole drive. Back in the client, we can map the network drive by assigning a drive letter, Z in this case. This allows us to read and write to the folder as shown by the test below. We'll create a file from the client, which can be viewed from the server. We can edit it on the server, and the changes will be shown to the client. This proves that the RAID array is working. Now we will turn off both the systems and simulate a drive failure. We'll remove disk 2 from the RAID array. This will make it seem like disk 2 is offline. We'll boot the server back up again. We will run this command in the terminal, which will show us that the drive is down, but the RAID array is still working fine. Moreover, both the client and the server are able to make edits the same as before the disk was removed. Here you can see the server making edits to the RAID array. We've changed the name of the file. This will be reflected in the client as well. Since we've established the fact that a drive failure will be tolerated and data persistence will remain, we will now re-add the drive back into the controller using the virtual machine settings. And if all is set correctly, Windows should register that a drive has been added and automatically build it and put it back into the RAID array. As you can see, the RAID pool is healthy. We can see each drive too, but for better information, we can run this command in the PowerShell. This will show each drive, its capacity, status, and if it's already in the pool or not. As you can see, all drives, except for the first one, which is the C drive, is in the pool and is healthy and operational. This means that our RAID pool can survive one disk failure, and the disk will be automatically added back to the pool after it's healthy. To prove this, further reads and writes are performed on the RAID pool. The server is able to write to it, and the client can read it, and vice versa. This brings us to the end of the final part of cs311 Assignment 1. In this part, we installed Windows 10 Enterprise Edition, connected it to an Active Directory domain server. Next, we connected to the RAID pool and tested the connection. Moreover, we simulated a drive failure to validate RAID 5 working. Next, we reattached the drive, which was automatically built by the RAID manager. An evaluation of RAID, storage pools, BitLocker, virtual memory paging, and disk partitioning can be found in the report.